Hello all, this section is about the methods of separation of mixtures. We know a mixture is made up of large number of components. It may be 2 components, 3 components, or more than that. Okay, if we want to separate the individual components from the mixtures, what are the techniques we use? If we have a pure component, then we need not to separate further, right? But if we have a mixture, we want to separate the components. The first technique is evaporation, then centrifugation, separation using separating funnel, sublimation, chromatography, distillation, and fractional distillation. We want to know what is evaporation. Before that, how can we convert a liquid substance into vapor? Just consider a vessel containing some amount of water. Then if I want to convert this water into water vapor, I want to heat this vessel. Right, I want to heat this vessel. When I am heating this vessel, this liquid water will be converted into water vapor, and the temperature at which liquid water converts to water vapor is known as the boiling point. Normally the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Can I convert this water into water vapor without boiling? Yes, I can. Just imagine the same vessel containing the water, same amount of water, and I'm going to put this water containing vessel under the sunlight. If I observe the amount of water in the vessel, I can see after 2 or 3 days the water in the vessel vanishes. Right, the water in the vessel will be completely disappear from the vessel. But how it is possible? I couldn't see boiled water in that vessel. Okay, it didn't boil, but it converts to water vapor. Okay, and sometimes this occurs. That means the water will be converted into water vapor, or any liquid will be converted to its gaseous state without attaining its boiling point, and that phenomenon, that process is known as evaporation. And we can use this method for separation of mixtures. Okay, if we want to separate the dye particles from ink, the method used is evaporation. Actually, the ink is not a pure component, it is a mixture of components. Consider a bottle containing some blue ink. Okay, the entire blue ink consists of some solid particles, solid dye particles, ink particles, that is dye particles, that is solid substance, and a liquid portion also. It may be a water. Okay, that means the entire ink is a combination of solid ink particles and a liquid, and I want to separate the ink particles, solid ink particles and liquid water. So the technique I am used is evaporation. Okay, just have a look at the experimental setup. These are the apparatus and materials we want to do this experiment. And before that, I like to say that is, we are not directly heating the mixture. The mixture we want to separate is ink, right? That ink is not directly heating. Directly heating means it is boiling, and the process we are going to do here is not boiling, it is evaporation. So direct heating is not allowed. And look at the apparatus and materials we are using. We require a tripod stand, and we need a burner, a beaker, and water, and a petri dish, or we can say a watch glass. It is a dish like this. Okay, it is glassy dish, and we can also call this as watch glass. And we are taking our mixture in the watch glass, and this watch glass is placed at the mouth of this beaker, and we are heating the water in the beaker. We are not directly heating the mixture. If we heat the water, this water boils, and the boiled water liberates some amount of heat, and that heat is sufficient to heat the watch glass. Okay, along with the watch glass or petri dish, the mixture also get heated, and you can see the liquid portion or the water in the ink will be liberated, and the remaining substance will be the solid dye. Okay, after this experiment we will get a petri dish containing solid dye particles, and all the liquid particles will be evaporated out. Then what may be the principle behind this technique? Let's talk about the principle behind this. Separation is possible by using evaporation because one of the component in the mixture is volatile and the next one is non-volatile. Okay, volatile means some of the components are easily evaporated. That converts to vapor easily. For example, petrol, diesel, etc. These substances will be converted into its vapor phase easily, and that substances are known as volatile. So, in our ink, there is liquid and solid components, and the liquid component is volatile and the solid component is non-volatile, or we can say this less volatile. And during evaporation the volatile substance escape from the vessel. Now let's discuss the second method, that is centrifugation. Normally this method is used for the separation of the components in colloids. Okay. For example, if you want to separate the solid particles from milk, blood, etc., the method we used is centrifugation. Okay. For doing this experiment, we need a centrifuging tube like this, and okay, consider I am going to separate the solid particles from milk. So I am taking the milk in the centrifuging tube. Okay, now the solid particles are uniformly distributed throughout this colloid, and after the centrifugation get a stage like this, that is the solid particles will be settled down at the bottom of the centrifuging tube, and liquid will be separated like this. Okay, this is the apparatus we used to done centrifugation. Actually the process doing inside this machine or inside this apparatus is similar to the mixer grinder. It is vigorously shaking, that is this apparatus vigorously shaking the solution or the substance or the mixture we taken in the centrifugation tube. Okay. After some time, what occurs means, at first the concentration of the particles, the solid particles in the mixture is uniform, but after centrifugation we will get a stage like this, and we can clearly see the separation between the liquid and the solid component. So I can transfer this liquid into a beaker and easily taken out the solid particles from the centrifugation tube. And the principle behind this technique is difference in densities of the components.